not naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight. And of course, we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God, I don't even know when he first turned pro. You would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean he was
108
that.
pounds.
I don't know. It's gonna be a good one. I wouldn't count Manny out. I know he's a little older, but you know he's got a lot of experience, a lot of age, a lot of skills, and I don't really know who's gonna get that one. I feel like if he looks how he looked in the last fight with Ampo, whatever his name is, I feel like Barnes would take it, but I feel like Manny's gonna be lower in weight this time. You know he's gonna be cut up in shape, ready. So I think I'm
Manny Pacquiao is set to return to the ring, and despite the age difference between him and Mario Barrios, many boxing professionals are picking him to win the fight. They compare the two fighters, highlighted their qualities, and concluded that Pacquiao's speed and intensity would bridge every gap his age might leave behind.
It's surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny. One thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight.
After this shock news broke earlier on in the week, former undisputed welterweight champion Terence Crawford has had his say on the sensational return to boxing for Pac-Man. Speaking in a media scrum, Crawford was asked to share his thoughts on the rumors that the Filipino legend is set to lace the gloves up once again after a 4-year hiatus. I don't know, we shall see, I don't know.
There's a rumor going around this week that Manny Pacquiao is going to return. What do you make of that?
I don't know. We shall see. I don't know.
Do you think he's too old at 46 to fight Barrios?
I can't say if he's too old or not. You know, if he get in there and win, then everybody will be saying different. So I don't put no limit on an all-time great like Manny Pacquiao.
Where does a win against...
Bud was then asked if he believes Pacquiao is now too old to face someone like Barrios. I can't say if he's too old or not. You know, if he gets in there and wins, then everybody will be saying differently. So I don't put no limit on an all-time great like Manny Pacquiao. Should the former champion victorious against WBC champion Barrios, it would be one of the most impressive victories in recent years. The last time Pacquiao held a world title was back in 2019, with his last defense coming against Keith Thurman in July 2019. Another familiar face is back with Manny Pacquiao's training team, as the Filipino icon is again about to come out of retirement to take on welterweight champion Mario Barrios.
20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. He should have that power. Barrios is big and a strong boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. You know, George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. You know, but I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way.
Australian Justin Fortune, who for years has served as Pacquiao's strength and conditioning coach, has also reported for duty at Pacquiao's training base in Los Angeles. He is ready to make sure Pacquiao, at 46 years old, will be in the best shape possible as he tries to buck the odds and snare Barrios' World Boxing Council welterweight title in their fight, reportedly penciled for July 19th in Las Vegas. Pacquiao and his team arrived in Los Angeles 2 days ago. The following day, the Filipino southpaw immediately buckled down to work, reuniting with Freddie Roach at the Wild Card Gym for a light workout, brushing off jet lag. He'll feel the jet lag tomorrow, maybe, Fortune told Los Angeles-based boxing video journalist Ali Seekbach.
Very important fight. But Manny looks good. I saw a little video. He looks in shape. Yeah. He's fast. He's strong.
What do you think of the people? They're making so much of his exhibition in Japan. The exhibition he had with Akpo. Why do you think they're making a lot of it? They say he didn't look good.
Pacquiao will try to beat his own record that he set in 2019 when he defeated Keith Thurman to become the oldest welterweight world champion at 40 years old, and it will be a tough task against Barrios, who at 30 years old and standing 5 feet 9 inches is in his prime, and more active. The shorter Pacquiao will once again have to rely on speed, which Fortune said is still there. He did lose a beat, still fast anyway, but we just have to set his training schedule because he's not 25 anymore, he continued. Fortune then went on to drum up Pacquiao's imminent boxing return, even likening the former 8-division world champion to Michael Jordan, considered the greatest basketball player ever.
Manny in the last year, but this coming fight on July 19, this is a real fight. Yeah, this is a big fight.
So they're gonna see a different Manny.
Yeah. I promise, as a head coach, of course, all the team fucking can work together with that.
He's Pacquiao, he's the Jordan of boxing, simple as that. He's that famous and boxing needs him, he said. Despite being very convinced of a victory for Manny Pacquiao, he has admitted he is really concerned for the boxing legend as the boxing legend prepares to return to the ring. Aged 46, Pacquiao is set to challenge 30-year-old Mario Barrios for the World Boxing Council welterweight title on the 19th of July as the Filipino boxes professionally for the first time since 2021 in his last pro bout. Man was outpointed by Yadenis Yugas. Pacquiao has boxed in exhibitions since, but Barrios should represent a significantly tougher challenge than his opponents in those bouts, as noted by Pacquiao's former promoter Aram.
Do you see him bringing that international star power in the US?
I think he's a bigger star than Pacquiao, because Pacquiao was more normal as a fighter.
I can't say anything negative because Manny meant so much to us and our company, the top-ranked boss told The Ring, but it seems really questionable that at his age he would put himself at risk by going into the ring with a champion fighter. I mean, George Foreman wasn't even that age, he was younger when he beat Michael Moore, and George had been active over the years prior to that fight with Moore. Manny hasn't been active at all really. Aram 93 was referring to Foreman's record-breaking title win in 1994 when he became the oldest champion in boxing history at 45. However, a 46-year-old Bernard Hopkins broke that record in 2011 with a win over Jean Pascal.
With opponents, with Morales, with Marquez. He was a great fighter, Pacquiao, but again, he didn't have the same body of work that Inoue has. I mean, look over Inoue's career.
Still, Pacquiao's world title bid this summer, enabled by World Boxing Council rules that allow former champions to become qualified challengers, has drawn criticism in the boxing world. He's an amazing person, Manny Pacquiao, and if anybody can do it, he can do it, said Aram, but I'm really concerned about it given his age and his inactivity. But again, I will certainly be rooting for him because he's really a great guy who has meant so much to us as a company. Pacquiao, widely considered one of boxing's all-time greats, is the sport's only 8-weight world champion. In July 2019, in his second most recent pro bout, he beat Keith Thurman to become the oldest welterweight champion in history. Aged 40, he will look to surpass his own record when he boxes Barrios.
That he has to fight at 46 after 72 fights. I'm concerned that he's got to fight a young guy that has been active, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned about that. That's it for me.
I'm with you. And
Pacquiao is also known for his political endeavors in his home country of the Philippines, where he served as a senator from 2016 until 2022. He also ran for president in 2022, but was unsuccessful, and now he is eyeing a return to the Senate. Among those worried about the legendary champion from the Philippines is International Boxing Hall of Fame trainer Teddy Atlas. On his podcast, The Fight with Teddy Atlas, voiced his worries for Pacquiao, given his age, how he looked in his last fight versus Yadenis Yugas in 2021 and his exhibition bout against Rukia Ampo in 2024. I'm very concerned, Atlas said.
Favorite people, one of my favorite fighters in the whole world. He's moved up from incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up incredible, just incredible. But now, yeah, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active, you know?